Hi, sixth grade. Ms. Garcia here to give you an overview of today's lesson, properties of addition and multiplication. So these are the names of properties that you guys have all actually used in the past. You've never just named them before. So as we mentioned in our meet today, our objective is that we are going to simplify expressions using properties of addition and multiplication. Remember, simplify means to make something easier or more simple. And these properties are basically rules or steps that we take in order to simplify the expression. Now, remember, we're not evaluating, we're not solving. So in the end, we're usually not going to get one final answer, but our answer is still going to have a variable in it. Remember that commute means to move or to switch, more specifically to switch with math. So again, our visual here, triangle and circle, switch to circle, triangle. The associate, to associate, means to connect or group people or things together. And often we put parentheses around associative. So 3 different types of properties today. The first one, commutative. Again, like commute means to switch or move. So when you use the commutative property, that means that you change the order and it doesn't change the outcome of your answer, your sum or your product. Again, only with addition and multiplication. So A plus B is the same as B plus A, and A times B is the same as B times A. The associative property means that you can change the grouping of your numbers or variables. This does not change, again, the sum or the product. So whether you have A and B grouped together and add first, or B and C grouped together to add first, it doesn't matter. The overall sum will come out the same. And the same with multiplication, whether you have A times B and then you multiply C, or B times C and then you multiply A, the answer is going to become the same. The last one we have here is called the identity property, and there's 2 different identity properties, whether you're referring to addition or to multiplication. The addition property, identity property, basically states that the sum of a number and 0 is always that number. So in easy terms, any number plus 0 is just that number. We call that the identity property or the 0 property of addition. For multiplication, we have a couple here. One is if the product of a number and 0 is always 0. So again, any number times 0 is going to be 0 no matter what. That again is the identity or 0 property of multiplication. Then we also have one more for multiplication. The product of a number and 1 is always that number. So again, something that you've already learned, any number times 1 is just that number. That's, again, the identity property of multiplication. Then the last portion that we have here is the equivalent expressions. Remember, equivalent means equal. That means they have the same value on both sides of the equal sign. So for example, does 12 plus 7 equal the same as 7 plus 12? Well, if you solve both sides of the equation, 12 plus 7 is 19 and 7 plus 12 is 19. Since 19 is the same as 19, that means they are equivalent. Again, using that commutative property of just flipping the numbers. Here's an example of a not equivalent expression. This example is 10 times 4 equals 4 times 7. So we solve both sides. 10 times 4 is 40. 4 times 7 is 28. 40 does not equal 28. Therefore, they are not equivalent. Okay, that's an overview of our notes for today. And the next video that you have access to will give you some examples and that we can go over.